of Randy Blythe.
It's Randy Blythe. He's here to comment.
Randy Blythe. So this is about all the controversy recently about
Yes.
the Confederate statue, specifically the Confederate statue.
Down there in Richmond on
Was
Monument Lane.
we talked about this last time about the Otis Younger statue going up over, going up instead of Robert E. Lee, which is good.
Randy Blythe here is advocating that they be removed and put in museums, specifically as they are right now, covered in graffiti.
As Indiana Jones says, it belongs in a museum.
But he gives a very measured and informed opinion on, that these statues aren't really that historical. They were not put up after the Civil War. Robert E. Lee himself didn't even like statues. He didn't want a statue of himself.
He was not a proud
because
man.
He knew it would be divisive.
Yeah, he wasn't like that much of a dick, I heard.
And these statues were put up much later to enforce.
By the way, black people.
Reinforce Southern values like segregation.
By the way, we might have lost the war.
So their historical value is of oppression.
The South will rise again.
Yes, that's the history. The history is not the Civil War and the blood fought. If you're so
Randy Blythe
about that,
is he's taking a moderate position. And yeah, maybe one of these really nice statues should be put in a museum, like one of the really nice ones. Like, there's a really nice one.
I don't know. I feel like being willing to admit that these statues have nothing to do with history. They're just symbols of oppression to oppress the black population.
Yeah, and when you put them in a museum,
to have that as a Southern opinion as a Southern person is not a modern position.
The South they had a different education.
Oh yeah.
When I I used to date this girl 20 years ago, and she was from Tennessee, and she said, she was we talk about the South, Tennessee is probably all racist, mentioned something like that. She's like, no. She's like, no, the Civil War wasn't fought over slavery, it was fought for states' rights. This is what these people believed.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were taught this.
They believe it.
And they would argue it. They were like, no, this is the new South. This is not the old racist. That doesn't exist. It's like, she's like,
they get very defensive.
They do. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh,
they're like, states' rights to do what?
Yeah, I was like, oh, and I didn't. I'm a dumb kid, so I'm like, oh, it wasn't slavery. I was like, oh, okay. I was wrong. I thought it was slavery. I was wrong, I guess. I wasn't one to argue. But yeah, that's
Thank you for being my girl.
I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, you're right. You're so right. You're so smart. I'm so dumb. Yeah. So this is incel Steve. So he's like, oh, yeah, okay, states' rights. I didn't know that. But yeah, it wasn't though. So in reality, so yeah, like these, like that Robert E. Lee statue is a giant statue. They should put Otis there, and when they take that one down, maybe they should put that in some corner in a museum. It's kind of big though, so it's gonna cost a lot.
I don't know. I would personally be fine with them just destroying them.
Most of them need to be voted down. I'm gonna take the moderate position and say vote them, and I guarantee the votes will be take them down. It's not even gonna be hard. Even in Richmond, I guarantee you.
Say
votes are gonna be
the
take them
votes
down.
would 100% be to vote them down.
Yeah.
But the
Not gonna be a
political
problem.
powers that are in there because of gerrymandering, etc., would never put that up to
So you're
vote.
saying that democracy is not going to work?
Democracy won't work.
All right.
There will be no opportunity to vote down, and if they are voted down, they're going to be voted on those gerrymandered lines. So it's like five white people, one black person per voting block.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like mobs doing their thing, just because then they come after Teddy Roosevelt statues, and then they come after George Washington statues, and and I know all these guys were slave owners and probably hated black people.
I don't care about statues at all.
I know, but
Any statue really?
No. The idea of the statue is dumb, but it's like George Washington. It's like it's George Washington, the guy. It's like I know he owned slaves. I know Thomas Jefferson owned slaves.
But literally every historical figure can be canceled for something.
Technically, but just because they should be, you can't just go around and take down guys that founded this country, the Southern the Confederate statue. Sure, take them down, absolutely. But you can't be like George Washington. It's okay. It's like, okay, guys, you just want to destroy everything, don't you? You just want to fucking erase the country, don't you?
I mean, I think it's just frustration that
Yeah.
like we're out here protesting and like Congress does nothing and
I
like
know.
we're all dying from coronavirus
But, like,
and nothing is happening.
but yeah,
and
don't-
it's like
you're-
people need to do something.
You're trying to erase the country.
So they're like, we don't have any Confederate statues in our city because we're not a southern city, so let's just fucking take this statue.
We're gonna
down
go
'cause
after
it's
the
here.
Christopher Columbus statue in Nutley, and then
Fuck
Italians like, hey, fuck, what are you doing?
Fuck Christopher Columbus.
Like,
first
listen.
of all.
Like, in every Italian city around here, there's a Christopher Columbus statue. Okay, that's just the way it is. And they put the Christopher Columbus, back in the old days, the oldie-timey days, like the 1700, 1800, this country was all white people, so they didn't give a fuck about Christopher Columbus. They're like, who the fuck is Christopher Columbus? They put those up to appease Italian people, Italian immigrants, because Italian immigrants were treated like fucking garbage.
You know what they should do is they should replace them with Ennio Morricone.
Hey, that's absolutely. Put other Italian heroes, other many Italian heroes, well, they need to put up a statue. If they're gonna put Ennio Morricone, then they need to put up the guy from Death SS. What was his name? I forgot his name. I can't remember his name. Yeah, put him up. In costume.
Put, Fellini up.
Yeah, Fellini.
They could put
Mancini.
So yeah,
Henry Mancini.
A lot of great art out of Italy.
A lot of great directors. Fulci, zombie director. Who else? Who's the guy? There's a lot of Italians. Sergio Leone. Italian directors. A lot of snobby Italian people be putting statues. But Christopher Columbus, that was like made to appease Italian people, like Italian immigrants. So they
That's what statues are for.
So they wouldn't fucking riot.
For mind control.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, white people didn't give a fuck about Christopher Columbus. They're like, oh, okay.
Destroy your idols.
Destroy your idols. Yeah.
Take them all down.
Yeah. If you're gonna take one down, then I'll agree with that. No one gets any then. Yeah. Nobody gets any then.
It's like Randy makes a point here.
Yeah.
The maintenance of these statues is taxpayer funded.
Yeah.
Are you okay with taxpayer funding
to take care of those
statues? That's raising.
Well, you got to take care of. You got to like brush them when people graffiti them. So you have to like.
You have to like maintain the area. Maybe there's a light on it, like.
Yeah, they're not like they're not like huge things.
Like the ones in Richmond are big.
Yeah, like that's like big deal.
Our bust is not that
big. It's a bust. It's a bust. It's a bust.
It's there though, okay?
Yeah, it's a bust, but it's not bothering anyone though. What the fuck Christopher Columbus do to you?
Fuck Christopher Columbus.
What did he do to you? You're white. What the fuck did he do to you?
To me?
Yeah, or anyone.
He started colonization in basically the ethnic cleansing of the Native American people.
And now we're here. And now we get to live here.
It was a bad thing, okay? It was bad. It was morally wrong. Colonialism is bad.
I'd rather be here than Italy, I think.
Well, neither of us would exist in our current forms without America.
Or all of wherever I came from.
Wouldn't you rather have not existed? Wouldn't that be nice?
Then I wouldn't exist. Why would I know?
Did you ask to be born? I didn't ask to be born.
Nobody did. You just did. You were chosen in a lottery. I don't know how that works though.
I didn't ask for this.
The whole, how you're the personality that goes into that meat suit. Who knows? It's too philosophical. It's exploding brain.
We're really getting deep on here today.
We are not meant to do that because you people are offended by German voices. So how are you going to handle this talk?
We need to turn this into a metaphysical
No,
podcast.
we have to keep this into. Listen, I could probably get more views if I started talking about like stuff like that.
Politics.
Or politics. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not doing it. Our views would probably explode if we had political keywords.
We just talked about politics.
But it's not in the keywords. It's not going to ever be in the keywords though. It's not. I'm not going to put it in the search. Like that's not going to be the focus of this, unless it detects it somehow. I don't know. But I don't really know how that works. Obviously, because I have the most unsuccessful YouTube channel ever, so I don't know how any of that works.
Let me help you with that.
Okay.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay, but let's not. I don't want the show to be political. Like I don't want it to come up in that. Because, what if it starts showing up in political feeds? I mean, like the political people will be like, what the fuck is this? Get this out of here. Like if it starts showing up on their feeds. Like people that watch, like, political shows, whether they watch it like
I doubt,
right-wing or left-wing political shows.
If the title would obviously have Randy Blythe in the title, they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Who's Randy Blythe?" I'm not clicking on that.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
Like,
But
why do I care about that?
But hey, if you could do analytics, which I obviously know nothing about, we all have our specialties. You know what I do with this show? I do the production. Like I'm the ultimate AV guy. I am not good in front of the camera. I'm here because I have to be because we have to do the show. But you need me here. You can't just have Sam doing the show. But my specialty, if it were my job to just do AV, I would be fine behind the camera if I was just the AV guy. Because I was meant to be the AV guy. I was born
Maybe I could just do the show.
to be. It was just you. Maybe people would like it better. You're less caustic than me. You don't do German voices that offend people.
But if I did, I'd want to like write out every sentence.
Yeah, if you did, I'd have to do it behind the camera. I'd be like, all right, here comes the German voice. I'll narrate it.
That might be funny if you were just yelling at me from behind the camera.
I don't know if it would sound good. I have to have like a microphone. It wouldn't sound good me yelling at you, but because people wouldn't be able to understand it.
Yeah, well, you'd have a
voice
microphone,
quality.
but
Yeah,
it'd just be like a voice from
yeah,
off screen.
yeah, like a narrated voice.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah, like and now for the voice of Klaus Meine, and I would narrate it. All of a sudden I was also but yeah, like if people didn't see my big stupid face, maybe they would like the show better. A big stupid sweaty face. It's really hot in here. We have no air. If we had an air conditioner in here, it would
be really loud.
Yeah, it would not work with these microphones. These are very sensitive microphones. So it's just you always have the window open, and it's really hot in New Jersey. But that's the only way to do it.
It's humid.
It's humid. So that's everything.